Hi, how are you, my younger brothers? I'm your elder brother, Kiran Roy. Today, I'm bringing a very relevant topic for you, the truth about toxic Indian relatives, the silent killer of masculinity in Indian men. So, this is a common approach. This is a common problem with everybody, whoever has grown up in an Indian household. It's the constant interference, the constant pulling down by these Indian relatives. They always indulge in comparisons. They will always pull you down. They will always show the bad side. They will never ever encourage you. They will always say that you are good for nothing. They will direct the see, your father might directly say on your face that you are good for nothing. But the worst part is they directly don't say this on your face. They will make it evident through their words that the other guy, he has got, suppose if you have got 70%, they will show it in such a fashion that this is nothing. My son or my neighbor, he has got 80%. So in the process, showing that you are a loser. You just got 70, mine got 80. So they are the ones who are the constant destroyer of not just your mental peace but even of your masculinity. How I'm going to explain it in this video. So if you gain anything from this video or from any of my videos, definitely leave a super thanks, which will aid, which will go for charity. You can book a 1:1 with me by DMing me in Instagram. You can even DM us in Instagram for all the other services which we offer, like detective services, lawyer services, guitar coaching services. You can DM us. Definitely take my Be Millionaire course. I'm going to start my next section shortly. Today or tomorrow only I will start shooting for the next section. So the next section of videos are going to come now. Take my Be Charismatic course as well, which is going to take you to the next level when it comes to understanding the dark psychology traits of women, so that you can handle their manipulation and you can also manipulate to wriggle out to safety. These are the attributes which you will be getting. If you gain anything from my videos, definitely leave a 5-star rating for my Google page, which is Kiran Roy's Guitar Studio and Guitar Hall Chamber. Both of them are my own, which I personally operate from, where I personally operate from. So that might help me in the future. If you guys want to, nothing is, you guys know, I never ask for anything from you. So if you want to, you can definitely do that. If you wish to give me something in kind, because monetarily, I will never take anything from you. That's against my principle. But in kind, if you wish to, without paying a single rupee, if you wish to add some value, you can definitely consider doing that. So let's get going with our video. My first point is relatives, they don't want you to grow. They want you to stay dependent. So suppose if you are taking a different path, you will always see relatives will always try to put you down. They will always say, don't take this path, this is a wrong path, though you very well know that this path is good for you, that is the best for you. But one thing common in the Indian society is all relatives. Today I'm not talking about the parents, all right? So let's omit the parents. That's a different topic which we'll address later. But today we are addressing the relatives, your so-called relatives. I consider relatives as snakes. I don't have any relatives. I'd cut and severed all ties with my relatives long back. I don't have any relatives. The only relatives I have is my father and my children. That's it. Nobody else. I'm just giving a disclaimer before I begin my video. I don't have a single relative. In fact, that's why I'm making this video directly, because I've got no relatives to cater to. All are snakes. I had famously made one reel and all of them got the picture also. I consider all of my relatives as snakes. And why and how, I had studied their entire patterns, and that is what I'm going to bring out today in front of you. So as I was saying, if you try to do something new, they will never ever encourage you. They will always find some or the other reason to pull you down. So you will think they are doing this out of concern for you. They are concerned about you. They are concerned that you might fail, right? Absolutely no. They are not at all bothered. They are just bothered about one thing, that suppose if you get successful in doing this, you will be going 10, 20, 50 steps ahead of them and their children. And that is what they don't want. So don't think that if they're stopping you from doing something different, it's not because of out of concern. They are just scared that we have taken the traditional path, the herd follow, like the herd followers, we are also doing what others are doing. But if this guy is doing something different, chances are that definitely he might get more successful than us. And if he gets more successful than us, we will be left behind. He will go ahead. We, as in he, I mean, the suppose if it's your mama, for that matter, maternal uncle, he will be left behind because it's not about he, it's about his children. For example, I took the most different path available. So when I was 16, 17 years old, I had pledged that I am going to do music for the rest of my life. I was clueless about what I'll be doing though, because I was a performer, but just being a performer in India won't give me that money, right? So it was 17 when I started Guitar Hall Academy. So when I started my academy, first academy in the year 1998, I was 17 years old that time. So I would be when we used to go for these family gatherings, family functions. That time I used to go. In fact, after those incidents and when I became big only, I severed all ties with them because I easily came to know their real intentions. So when I was called, I mean, when we used to go for these family get-togethers, my maternal uncle, he would make me, he would call me, he would make me stand in the center of all the relatives, and he would start taking my case. He would tell me, you have your father's business, why are you not doing that? If you do this music, you won't reach anywhere because your father is not a musician. In India, it is a norm that whatever a father does, you have to do. Look at me, I'm an engineer, my son is an engineer, and that's actually the case. His son is an engineer who's doing a normal job only. So he would take my case, he would make fun of me, he would say, you will be playing, if you do this guitars, it will, your business won't last more than 1 year, it will flop in 1 year, you are putting so much resources, you're buying a property for making an academy, you have taken such a huge loan, you will fall in that loan trap, you won't survive even 1 year, you will have to play guitars in the railway platform. Like that, he used to take my case and he would make me stand in the middle of the gathering and he would take my case, and all the other relatives would keep laughing at me. They would laugh at me, keep what you are doing, you won't earn anything. But the moment, but I used to tell them that time will tell. I'm going to do this, time will tell whether I play in the railway platform or in which platform I play. You will come to know, time will tell. I would say only one thing, that now is not my time, but when my time comes, you will get the answer, and the answer is going to be so loud that you won't be able to take it. And that's exactly what happened. This was when I was 17, and when I was 21, my guitar hall became so huge, so big. I bought my first luxury car, as I had told you. All of them were like finger on their lips. They would avoid me because that time also I used to go for family gatherings. I would ask them, I would call them out, come here, I want to talk to you. They would run away. They would not come anywhere near me because I used to meet them in weddings. So due to some, I mean, some relatives' wedding, we used to go, no, some cousin's wedding or something. So I would see that they are avoiding me now. So I would myself take the initiative to approach them, but they would run away because they know now they are going to get bad words from me. They are going to get abused very badly. They know that because I had promised them that once I reach there, I'm going to show you, and I had reached there. So they started avoiding me. So from there onwards, I came to know they are all snakes, and I severed all ties with them. I don't have a single in my entire Facebook and my entire Instagram, you won't see a single relative of mine. Nobody. If they are following me secretly, I don't know. But I personally have not followed any of them. I don't have a single relative. My only family is my only father. Mother was, of course, there, but I lost her last year. So now it's only my father and my two children. I'm a single father of two kids. For those who are not aware, I got divorced 4 years back. So this is my story. So the first point, I hope it's loud and clear for you. They don't want your good. They are just scared that you will leave them behind. That's why they will always discourage you if you are doing something new and if you're walking a separate path like me. My next point is, all of your relatives hate your success. Take it from me in writing, because now I've reached that successful stage. When I was taking a different path, they abused me, they told me, they made fun of me. Now when I got successful, I'm talking about the next stage now, which applies to everybody, because I've studied this in, like, I've studied patterns, not just in my case, but in like thousands of other cases of my 1:1, of my clients, of my own best friend. I've studied the patterns everywhere. So this applies. This is an universal theory which I'm saying. This applies throughout the country. So my second point is they just hate your success. They will smile. They will say, hey, one common dialogue which I have always heard, even for myself and for others, is I always knew you're going to be successful one day. How many of you have heard that? I'm sure many of you have heard that. I myself heard that my whole life. I always knew you're going to be successful. I used to tell everybody that this guy is different. He's made different. He will be successful. Earlier, he was the same person who used to pull me down, who used to make fun of me. But now they would say, I always knew you were going to be successful. Everybody's stance changed the moment I became successful at age 21, 22. I became like highly successful, not normal successful, highly successful. Because I not just paid off my entire loan, which I took from my father to buy my property, I even bought a luxury car. So you can imagine the success rate. So everybody's stance changed to I always knew you're going to be successful. Everybody's narrative changed. So that is what I mean to tell you. They just hate your success. They will smile at you that I always knew you're going to be successful. But secretly they just want you to fail. Now this is the stage. Suppose now once you have become successful, they will keep on praying every day that I wish he fails. I wish he fails. They will always want you to fail because they now have no control over you. Getting the psychological reason, if you ask me, they all earlier when you were a struggler, when you were a nobody, they had that they could exert that control over you. They had that control over you that they would the way they used to they used to make me stand in the middle and they used to poke fun of me, of my guitars, of my music, of my career choice. They would make fun of me, right? Because they were exerting that control over me. Now they know that this guy has become successful. We have no control over him. And now because see, they are seniors, they are elders. They know that now he's successful. We won't get that respect from him which we used to get. We won't be able to dominate him, which we could dominate. Because the moment I bought my car, in fact, that uncle who used to tell me that I would play guitars in the railway platform. He himself had no car throughout his life, whereas I bought one at age 21. That too by my own money, without. I mean, had my father gifted me, then this case wouldn't have been valid. But I bought it from my own money. So that is where his ego took a huge shift. His ego took a huge beating. That I did job throughout my life. I could not buy a single car in my life till date, and now this guy, he started his career in 4 years. He started his business. He's so successful. He has his own luxury car. So their ego takes such a huge beating that now they know that I won't be able to control him at all. That's why they constantly pray. Most of these Indians are religious people, you know that. So when they are praying, they constantly pray that you fail. Take it from me in writing. Every living moment they pray to God and may this guy fail. I want him to fail. That is their actual truth. My next point is if you are chasing purpose, freedom, or if you're building something different, like I had built a chain of music academies and guitar showrooms, fully different. There was no such concept before I started it. They will call you irresponsible. They will call you crazy. They will call you out of your mind. And the first word which I said, irresponsible, that is a sure short thing which you're going to hear. They will always keep on calling you irresponsible, you are good for nothing. They will try to guilt trap you. They will try to make you feel guilty about your actions because what they want you to follow that same route which they had taken, and you very well know all of your relatives have taken that same route. Get marks, get a job, do a job until 65 years, retire, die. That's it. And that's exactly the life they want for you. But when you are a guy who is chasing freedom, who is chasing purpose, who is building something new which nobody else has done, they feel threatened. And that is when they will start calling you irresponsible. They will start calling you mad. And all these words I have personally, all this entire video is based on my real life example, apart from the other examples which I have seen throughout. So, one common point which you will always hear if you're building something new, they will all call you irresponsible, they will all call you mad, they will all call you crazy, and they will guilt trap you. So, my takeaway of this point is never ever fall for their tactics because it's their own insecurity which is at play. It's not their genuine concern. They're not concerned whether you become successful or not. They're only concerned about what if you get successful and we stay behind. And that's exactly what's going to happen. And that's exactly what happened in my case also. Hope I made this point loud and clear. And next point is their fake concern is nothing but pure jealousy in disguise. You will see, you will hear your relatives saying, अरे बेटा जॉब कर लो ना, इसमें ही secured रहेगा. You will be secured if you do a job. Don't no need to do anything else. Why are you struggling so hard? Why are you working so hard on your startup? Why are you building a business? Just do a job. Your life will be secured. You will lead a peaceful life. You will get a salary month to month. That will give you all the comfort that you need in your life. But the actual reason of saying that is, I don't want you to surpass me. I want you to remain average like me. I want you to remain mediocre like me. That is their actual psychological reason behind showing you that fake concern. So whenever your relative tells you, I'm sure everybody must have heard this. Everybody's relatives must have told you, just do a job. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you building that? Why are you chasing freedom? Why are you doing that? Everybody must have heard that. But that is not concern. Most of these Indian males, they fall for that fake concern. They think that they are so genuine. He's so concerned about me. He's so genuine. The real truth is he doesn't want you to surpass him. He only wants you to remain average and mediocre like him. Because no, it's a human psychology. Nobody wants others to surpass them, especially not an elder. They have that ego in their minds, and Indians are masters in that. So I'm making you careful and I'm making you aware. Never ever fall for their tactics. Always chase your goals, chase your freedom, build something new. No need to settle for that job. I say the entire opposite of what they will tell you. Next point is backbiting, gossip, and character assassination. You will see these relatives, they will always keep on harping about your failures. They will keep on comparing you with other relatives, other neighbors, everybody. They will always focus more on your failures. But point to be noted, they will hide your victories. Suppose if you've had some victories, they will conveniently keep it out of their comparisons. They will conveniently brush it under the carpet. But whatever your failures are, they will be emphasizing more on that and they'll be bringing it out in the open during their gossip sessions and they will compare it. Look at him, he got such less marks. Look at him, he got such high marks. But you might have been the captain of your football team and you might have led your team to victory in the Harris Shield or whichever shield competitions your city must be having. They will conveniently leave that out. Because this used to happen with me because I used to be the captain of my cricket team and my football team, as you must be aware of. And I guided my team, I guided my school to lots of victories in my career as a captain. But whenever they would discuss about me, they will only talk about my failures, that I failed in maths, I failed in science, I failed in physics. But they would never ever bring that point that I was a leader, I was an awesome leader, I guided my team to victory, I participated in that music guitar competition, I won that competition. They would leave those victories out. But they would just conveniently emphasize on that English. No, in English, I was always a topper, but yes, I used to fail in maths, science, and all because what I won't become a big musician by scoring top marks in maths or science. Till look at me today. Today, I'm still weak in maths and whatever else. But in science, psychology is a science. I'm on tops of that. I learned it myself. So, did I suffer anything by not chasing marks today? Today, whatever I'm doing, did marks play any role in making me the way I am? Whatever I am is because of my self-education. I self-educated. I did not depend on this formal education which the herd followers depend on. I don't. Electrical engineering degree I have, but till date I did not earn a single rupee from that degree. Whatever money I have earned is only through my self-education, be it in music, be it in my psychology, everything. Whatever I've learned by myself, I'm making money out of it. I'm minting money out of it. So this is clear proof that whatever they do, it is only for your bad. They will only emphasis on your failures, not on your victories. They are snakes for a reason, and I am calling it out with details, with evidence. My next point, which I've personally seen, is that these relatives, they specially target men who are confident, who are bold, who are masculine. How many of you have seen that? They will never target the simps, the people who easily agree, who are like servants, they will never target them. They will only target the guys like me who are confident, bold, assertive, dominant. They will always target guys like us. You will ask me why. That is because they are the guys they can't control. Are you getting the connection? Every relative wants to have that upper hand. They wants to be in control. They always want to be in control. They want to be the one who calls the shots. They are the ones who wants to pull the strings. They are the ones who wants to change the narratives. They are the ones who wants to create the narratives. But when they see that you are a guy who has his own mind, who is bold, who is masculine, then he becomes a threat to his designs. Since you are a threat to his plans, naturally he can't control you. And since he can't control you, he is in the back foot, and that is not what he wants. So that's clearly the reason why they will always try to control the bold, masculine, and the dominant males. My next point is relatives are the biggest dream killers. The moment you start playing guitars, gymming, sports, starting a startup business, they will all say ये सब तो time pass है, ये सब से कुछ नहीं होने वाला है, all these are time pass, you won't gain anything out of it. That's the common retort which will be saying. They will reject everything which is not government approved. They will say if it is not a government job, if it is not government approved, you are a loser. Throughout my life, I've only chased things which are not government approved. In fact, I started a business which till this date does not exist in the government books, because I run a chain of music academies and guitar showrooms both under the same roof. So either there are music schools or either there are guitar shops, but mine is both. So there exists no such business in the government books. So that is the point which I'm trying to say. They will always try to kill your dreams. They are the ones who have themselves never seen a single dream in their lives, forget fulfilling them. And they will discourage you from seeing dreams at the first place and forget about chasing it. They are the ones, they will have the typical crab mentality. They will try to pull you down if you're going towards your dreams. So always beware of relatives, because they are not crabs. They are not just crabs. They are actually snakes in disguise. They will act like a crab. They will pull you down. They have that crab mentality of pulling you down if you are climbing up. But they are snakes in disguise. They are not relatives. Stay away from your relatives if you wish to achieve something good in life. My next point is emotional blackmail and guilt trips. हमने तुम्हारे लिए क्या क्या नहीं किया है? How many of you have heard this dialogue? What I haven't done, how much I have, what I haven't done for you in this lifetime? How many of you have heard this? Relatives are experts in this kind of gaslighting. They will try to put you under a guilt trip by saying, I did so much for you when you were small. I fed you, I took you to the garden, I took you to watch movies, everything. What I didn't do for you. They will always try to guilt trip you by saying all these. Why? So that they can put you under shame, they can put you under guilt, so that you can become their slave, so that you always seek their approval, so that you always take their permission, so that you always pedestalize them. It's them who they are trying to leverage. Basically, they're putting themselves in a pedestal. They want you to be their slaves, basically. So I had rejected that a long time before, in my early 20s only, because I could see through their designs, because my brains, though I was not as evolved as I am today, but I had started studying psychology. So I was by myself, not in any school or college, but by that time my psychology knowledge had evolved a great deal, and I could easily see through their sinister designs. So I could easily decipher what their mind is. So this is exactly that point which I'm talking about. Next point is, your relatives will always attack your masculinity silently. If you're assertive, they will call you he thinks too much of himself. If you're dominating and chasing your purpose, they will say this guy is so arrogant. So basically, they want you tamed, controlled, not the untamed forever that I am. I am their worst nemesis. I'm their nemesis. I'm their worst nightmare, basically. And that is exactly what they don't want. People like me, they want the easily tamed, easily domesticated, easily controllable people. And that is what they will try to build you. So never ever fall for their tactics. Now, my next point is a very crucial point. They mirror their failures onto you. Their failures, be it in business, work, marriage, they don't want you to grow. They want you to mirror that. They want you to be that same, so that they can get that solace that even he is like me. Suppose if that relative of yours has failed in business, failed in marriage, he will never be happy to see you successful as a businessman or being happily married. They will always try to put you down to their own level. They will never allow you to surpass them, because if you do, that will spell doom for that person. So due to this reason, they will always try to keep you mediocre. They will always try to control you so that you stay mediocre forever. So that is one common tactic of theirs. My closing point for today is you have to utilize my saying, which is I'll choose my tribe, I'll not inherit it, because you owe them nothing. Ever since I was 20 to 23, I had told myself I'm going to choose my tribe. I'm not going to inherit them, because these relatives, I did not choose them. They are just a coincidence. They just came due to my parents, my mother, father. They are from their sides. I did nothing to choose them. I did not select them. I did not ask them to come in my life. So I had told myself I'll build my tribe. Though I'll stay single, I'll stay alone, or I'll build my tribe with the people with whom I want to stay with. But I am never going to inherit them. So that has been my mantra throughout my life, and that is the mantra which I would ask you to imbibe. Choose your tribe. You don't need to imbibe it, because you owe them nothing. Just because you're born in a family does not mean everybody by default are your well wishers and you have to put everybody on a pedestal. Absolutely not. If you have somebody who actually genuinely wants your success, who wants good for you, by all means be with him or her, no problem. But majority, you guys are also aware, I'm also aware, nobody wants your good. Rare few might be there, but in my life I got nobody who was good to me. But in your life, if you have somebody who is good, by all means be with him, respect him or her, no problem. But if no, then remember my final closing point, that you owe them nothing. Choose your own tribe. You don't need to inherit them. Jai Hind.